Hi everyone! I am so freaking excited to be here on day one of the Create Your Study Routine in a Weekend challenge. And today we're going to be talking all about creating and manifesting your ideal college experience. I'm going to be sharing with you why it's super important to figure out what it is that you want out of college. If you want to learn how to manage your time better, how to show up for your classes, how to create a routine that actually helps you get better grades without the stress, with more time to hang out with your friends, and without feeling like you're constantly trying to catch up with work and that you're constantly trying to balance between your academic life and your personal life. So I'm going to ask you to hold on for just a moment because I need to make sure that I share this video inside of the Facebook group where all of the girls are sharing their academic stories, they're sharing their majors, they're getting in on the challenge, and they're working on their vision. So give me a second to do that. I see that Ogin is on, and I also see that Amanda McCoy is on. Hey, ladies. Just give me a second. I'm going to hop in here. Does my audio sound okay? I'm using this microphone. If it sounds really low, I can always disconnect it. Can you comment below and let me know if I sound okay while I take a second to share this, because unfortunately, Facebook doesn't allow you to go live in multiple places at once. So let me just do this thing. Let's share now in the Create Your Study Routine in a Weekend challenge group. Okay, perfect. I think it worked. Awesome. So if you're here because of the fact that you are an ambitious, brilliant, intelligent, incredible college girl who is ready to step up and have her best semester yet. You're here because even though you're super intelligent, even though you are really ambitious, even though you are so ready to become the best student ever, you struggle in a few areas. Maybe you are a procrastinator. If you're a procrastinator, give me a thumbs up. We all suffer from it. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that never really goes away. All we do is kind of diminish it and do it less. So if you're a procrastinator, give me a thumbs up. If you are someone that does not know how much time you should be spending studying or how much time you should dedicate between hanging out with your friends or going on a date night with your boyfriend and working on your homework assignments or a paper or catching up on some reading or writing your notes, go ahead and give me a heart. If you struggle with all of those things, I'm going to be sharing with you through the course of this challenge how to combat that. And we're starting today by creating and manifesting your ideal college experience, because I want to make sure that you get the most out of your education. I want to make sure that all of the brilliance that lies inside of you, even though you've had people tell you that you don't have what it takes, that you're not smart enough, all of that, it's a complete lie. If you're lacking a problem, if you're having a difficulty getting the grades it is that you want, if you're having difficulty trying to manage your life in school, it's not because you're not smart enough. It's not because of where you came from. It's not because of your circumstances. All it means is that you lack the skill in order to be able to excel in that area. And through the course of these 3 days, I'm going to be equipping you with those skills so that you ladies can go out and be the leaders who change this world. And speaking of that, if you know someone in college, if you have a friend in college, can you just take a second to just share this video to your page or to tag them? I want to make sure that this year, this fall 2017, every girl who has a dream of becoming a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, an engineer, a mathematician, a teacher, a veterinarian, a judge, maybe even president of the United States, has these skills the opportunity to do so. So go ahead and share this, because sharing is caring. And when you show up and you give back to other people, people will show up in your life and give back as well. Do not hoard these skills. Do not hoard what you're learning today. Share it out. Do it right now. Take a couple of seconds, because we're about to jump into the actual content. So I'm going to pull up my notes here. Okay. So the goal of this challenge is to get you thinking and approaching college differently. It's about helping you to create and design your ideal college experience instead of college happening to you. So many of you might feel like college sucks right now. You had a completely different vision of what it was going to be like. You knew it was going to be hard, but you didn't think it was going to be this freaking hard. You have all of these goals and dreams of things that it is that you want to do with your life, but you're struggling with trying to figure out how to get it. And one of the reasons why this happens is because you're not clear enough. You yourself have not defined college success for yourself. You haven't sat down and really thought beyond just going to college what you actually want to get out of this. You girls are spending a lot of freaking money on your college education, and you're not making the most use out of it, and you're not getting out of it what you could possibly get out of it. And the reason why that happens is because you're not clear on your purpose. You're not clear on why you enrolled in college. You're not clear about what you want to get out of it. And that is what you need to do first. Before I can equip you with the plan, with the strategy, with the skills to create a study routine, I need to know what it is that you want. You need to know what it is that you want, because nobody can give you a plan or any type of direction if you don't tell them where it is that you want to go first. When you go and you stop and ask for directions, the first thing that the person says is, where are you trying to go? Because based off of where you want to go and where you are now, they're going to tell you which path is the best. They're going to give you the most effective route to get there. So before I can sit here and guide you through creating a study routine, I need to know what your priorities are. I need to know what you stand for. I need to know what's important to you, because even though we can have it all, we cannot have it all at once. And it's really important that you define your top 3 priorities. The way that you can figure out what your top 3 priorities are is by scripting out what it is that you want out of your life. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a second. Bear with me here, because I know a lot of you girls are like me and you're very practical. So when I say things like, bear with me, close your eyes, I want you to take a deep breath in and exhale. And I want you to do it again. And as you do that, I want you to think about this question. If money, time, and resources were no issue, and you knew whatever you set your heart after, you could not fail in achieving it, what would you do with your time in college? If you could not fail, if you had everything working for you to succeed, what would you do with your time in college? Again, take a deep breath in. Really think about that question. Blow it out. And share with me in the comments what you want out of college. What kind of clubs and organizations would you be a part of? What kind of leadership roles would you take on? What internships would you apply to? What scholarships would you go after? What kind of study abroad programs would you apply to? Who would your friends be? Who would be in your study group? Who would you spend your free time with? What would you do with your free time? What kind of a relationship would you have with your professors? How much personal money would you have, and what would you do with it if you work part-time or full-time? How would school be paid for? If you're in a relationship or you're a mom, how would that flow into your social life? How would you create and design a day where school got the attention that it needed, and your husband did, or your boyfriend did, or your best friend did, or your mom did, or whoever is around you, whoever you like to spend your time with did? Take a pen and paper out, write this out, put it in the comments. Declare to the world what it is that you want. You can't get something unless you ask for it. And one of the forms in which we can ask for things is by writing out what it is that we want. That's a form of us saying, this is what I need. This is how I want to be supported. This is what's important to me. This is what would make me happy. What does success mean to you as a student? Because not for everyone, it's not A's. Some people like college because they love learning and they love the connections that they make with their professors and how that helps them get the job it is that they want at the end, how it helps them develop leadership skills if what they want to do is step into leadership positions. And they might be A and B students, but they might be willing to sacrifice the A's if it means that they get more time engaging in clubs. And that's okay, because that's what's important to them. But unless you define for yourself what it is that's important to you, what it is that you want, you're not going to get it, one. And number two, it'll get lost in everyone else's definition of what you're supposed to do as a college student. And that's how you end up unhappy. That's how you end up demotivated. That's how you end up uninspired. That's how you end up procrastinating, because everything that you built while you were in college wasn't intentional. It just happened to you. And when things just happen to you, oftentimes they're not things that you want. So Samantha says that for her, what she wants is to at least pass nursing school with B's, since that's what's required for her program. She's been in school for her BSN since 2011. So even though she hasn't said that, I, underneath all of that, hear that what Samantha wants is to graduate, and graduate with a grade that she can be proud of so that she can finally take the NCLEX and become a nurse. That is the reason why she enrolled in college, is to become a nurse. And Samantha, I want you to take that a little deeper. How would becoming a nurse change your life? How would it change your finances? How would it change your relationship with that beautiful man that I see in the picture there, who I'm assuming is your husband or your partner? How would it change the life that you provide your kids if you have them or plan on having them? Going deep with this gives you drive. It gives you purpose. It's deeper than just motivation. When you have that deep and rooted why, when it's bigger than just getting A's, nothing will stop you. Even when you fall, even when you trip, you keep going. But when your motivation is superficial, when it has no deep, heartfelt meaning to you, it's easy to say, I don't need to study today. It's easy to say, I'm going to miss that class. But when you remember that the reason why you're in college is to become a nurse so that you can finally get out of debt, or so you can finally have some free time to actually hang out with your husband because your relationship is suffering, when you figure out that the reason why you enrolled in college is to change the legacy of your family, when your why is rooted that deeply, It's impossible not to continue the momentum, not to show up for yourself, because it's so deep and it's so much bigger than yourself. And when things are bigger than you, you work harder for it, and nothing can stand in your way. So Amanda McCoy says, I want to learn all that I can and make true connections. I would have the opportunities necessary to be a full-time author, illustrator. I want to raise awareness and educate about visual impairments, which I need connections and opportunities for. It's not grades for me, but I do have to pass. I want to learn as much as possible and make meaningful connections. I love that, Amanda. And I love the fact that your why is bigger than just getting A's and B's, but you understand the importance of passing your classes, because in order to graduate, in order to get a degree, in order to, sometimes for professors to take you seriously, you do need to have a certain level in terms of your grades. That is important. Samantha says, I currently live with my great-grandmother who is older, and I would like to make a career so I know that I can provide for myself when she isn't living anymore. I don't really have anywhere else to live besides her. Put that somewhere where you can see it every single day, Samantha, because if you read that every single day, if you script that out, if you talk about what it is that you want, and you have it at the forefront every single day, it's going to be impossible to skip your reading assignments. It's going to be impossible for you to say, I'm not going to study today. I'm not going to read today. I'm not going to work on that paper today, because what you're saying no to isn't the paper. What you're saying no to is being able to have a house or an apartment or a place of your own. So again, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do with your college experience? I want you to notice the things that you write down, but I also want to notice the things that you don't write down. I want you to notice the things that you don't write down, because the things that you write down are clues to what your priorities are. And the things that you don't write down are clues to the things that you want less of this coming semester. There are things that aren't as important to you, and that maybe you can get rid of or stop doing this upcoming semester. Jean Marie says, my goal is going back to college is to make connections with my professors, to gain a paid research position so that when I graduate, I can get a job in a research lab. My end goal is to become financially independent so that my husband can retire early. I love that, Jean. And now that you know where it is that you want to go, it's going to become so much easier to decide what gets your time. And that's something that we're going to be talking about on day 2 and day 3 of this challenge, because right there, I already know what your priorities are. Your priorities are, number 1, getting yourself in a financial position where your husband can retire early. Finances are a priority to you. A second priority to you are academics, because without that, you can't land that research job, and you probably can't land research positions. And priority number 3 are making connections. Those connections will make it easier for you to land the job, even if you don't have the grades. I can't tell you what knowing people, what building relationships with people can do for the opportunities that showed up. I have landed so many positions and opportunities that I was not qualified for because of the professional relationships that I developed with professors, that I developed with people around me. I've gained so many mentors, multi-million-dollar earning mentors, because of me developing relationships with people. And so if you know that your priority are your finances, your academics, and building relationships, it's going to be so much easier to say no to things that interfere with that. It's going to be so much easier to say yes to things and show up for things that aid to you achieving those goals in those areas of your life, areas of your life. I cannot stress enough how important this exercise is. And if you're wondering what the hell this has to do with you creating a study routine, it has everything to do with it, because no matter how many skills I give you, no matter how many tools and tricks and tips of the trade of time management that I give you, if you don't have a purpose to why you need these skills, if you don't understand why you're even in college, what's the point? What is the point? And when there isn't a point to things, then when there is no purpose, what's going to motivate you to work on it? What's going to stop you from quitting? This exercise is extremely important, and it's the reason why I make it day one of the challenge. And if you are in the Facebook group, I'm going to be uploading the file to a worksheet that will help walk you through creating your vision for the next 2 to 4 years, or however many semesters or years you have left in college. If you're on the email list, if you're a part of the challenge via email, you would have already gotten that worksheet. But if you got invited by a friend, or you're seeing this because someone shared it on their Facebook page, or you're seeing this because you happen to stumble on this page, make sure that you join the Facebook group. I'm going to be putting the link up above after this video is over. And if you have no idea who the heck I am, my name is Clarissa Rodriguez. I am an academic study strategist as well as a part-time labor and delivery nurse. And by the time that I hit my junior year of college, I had failed out of 7 courses and was told by my advisor that I would never make it in the medical field. I spent an entire summer and 2 years researching, applying, and learning how to become a better student. And I ended up graduating nursing school with honors after someone told me that I was not smart enough. And I say it all the time. Being a great student has nothing to do with your IQ level and everything to do with your skill level. It's not about not being smart enough. It's just that maybe you haven't developed the skills you need to become a great student. And if you can learn how to walk and talk and shake someone's hand, those are all skills. You can learn how to become a great student. And over the course of these 3 days, I'm going to teach you exactly what to do to get A's and not spend the next 4 years with your head in the books. I'm going to teach you how to prioritize and manage your time so that you make time for everything that you deem to be important to you. I'm going to show you how to design an academic life that makes you so happy that you spent money in college. I want you at the end of this challenge to feel proud of yourself, to feel like you can accomplish anything in your academic life and your personal life. I want to remind you of that brilliance inside of you because it's there. And I just need to help you bring it to the surface, because you wouldn't be in this challenge if you did not already have some of those skills inside of you. If you didn't already have that brilliance and intelligence inside of you. Don't let anybody limit you. I'm going to equip you with the skills to prove to everybody that you have exactly what it takes to be an incredible student. In tomorrow's day 2 of the day 2, not day 7, day 2 of the challenge, I'm going to be teaching you how to figure out what your top 3 priorities are. And I'm going to help you write a clarity statement, a college clarity statement that's going to tell you exactly how you should be spending your time as a student. If you have any questions, make sure that you add yourself to the Facebook group. Ask the questions under this video or under the under the post of day 1. I'm going to be spending the next hour responding to everybody. I want you guys all to post your college vision in there. I'm going to be posting what my college vision was for myself when I was in nursing school. I want you all to share, declare it, put it out in the world. The more you say what it is that you want, the clearer you're going to get at how to make that happen. The reason why you need to say what you want, you need to describe what success means to you, is because once you know where you want to go, it's easy to reverse engineer how to get there. It's just about, okay, what do I need to do to make sure that this happens? And I'm going to be teaching you that over the next 3-ish days, because on day 4 of the challenge, which is a bonus, there's going to be a kick butt workshop that you're not going to want to miss on Monday at 3 p.m. And don't worry, there'll be a recording if you can't be on live. But I'm going to head out. Thank you all for joining me live, and I will see you tomorrow at noon. Bye.